And we are live. Welcome in, everybody. Season 3. Oh, it looks so good, guys. Season 3 of Traveler. Um, we're going to be doing character creation tonight. It's going to be a short episode as we are starting late. Um, and, dude, this is pretty good. Did you Blender model this, or did you just use the in-game, like
Well,
making a tile and raising it?
this was I drew it on SketchUp and then
Uh-huh.
I
Lifted him.
exported the OBJ
Yeah.
and then there was a bunch of what's it called, Kizik, where you scatter it?
Triangles and decimation of faces.
Decimation. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a bunch of like making it smaller and scaling it and all that.
Dude. Honestly, that's really cool. And we'll be able to enhance this even further. It
Yeah.
just adding the walls though does add this level of depth that I feel like it didn't have before. Have you melded the you must have.
Yep. And the field of vision works on figurines if you want to do like a fog of war at all.
I tend not to because I feel like the game
Yeah,
freezes a little bit.
it's a lot.
So I can unlock this and it's not going to fly apart.
Correct.
Okay. Cool.
And you flip it upside down. There's even a bottom to the ship. It
Oh,
doesn't match up because it flips the card.
yeah, yeah.
But
That's pretty
yeah, the
cool.
the lower deck, I had it originally actually attached to the ship in the right spot, and then every time like the card wouldn't sit properly, so I was just like, fuck it, I'll take it off.
I'm gonna slide it over here. I feel like so I've always wanted to do like a ship status board in the corner,
Oh yeah,
and this would be the perfect basis for that. So that may be a thing we do this time around this season. Speaking of this season, welcome everybody. We're doing Indiana Jones in space. Because I was late, I'm sure you guys have had time to tell Mr. Thodubs about all the decisions you guys made last time.
nope, we didn't say anything.
He said he wanted to be a drifter.
Yep, we asked him what he wanted to do. He said be a drifter. I said that's perfect.
I did say that.
Space hobo.
That's right.
Okay, well, the good news about Drifter is you don't have to qualify for your career. And you get to freely choose which one of the ones you get. So it's all good. What is this thing? Is this a drone?
Yeah,
That's his drone. He can take it.
his name is Gus. He's Gary's ugly sibling. It's an
Aw,
acronym.
don't tell him he's ugly. You'll hurt his feelings.
He's amazing.
That's,
You got him facing the
yeah.
wrong way.
Oh, thought that his camera was his face. That's my bad. Oh, he's got two eyes.
Hey, Kizik, can you do a
That's
sound check? I'm getting weird bounces on the mic and I want to make sure it's not bleeding. We can keep talking. It's going to make it easier for him to tell.
okay. I didn't bring up my Azorg information.
All right. We already have the character creation stuff up here because we did a quick character creation while we were doing the negative ones session. There it is. All right. So, gentlemen, is everyone ready to start?
Always ready.
I'm ready.
Okay. We're doing Indiana Jones in space. Try to remember too that we are on a themed campaign. I put out that 13th Warrior video that Seth Skorkowski does about why themed campaigns are awesome and 13th Warriors suck. For those of you watching the stream, if you haven't seen any of his stuff on the channel, you should go check him out. I'm not affiliated with him, don't know him or anything, but it's a really good traveler channel. Lots of good info. And at the beginning of each season, I give my players one of his videos that I think is worth watching. Not necessarily that they're guilty of it as much, but I do find that when we are in this character creation scenario, that 13th Warrior problem can come out just because you get really excited about a concept only to realize it doesn't actually fit with the campaign that the rest of the players are trying to do. And since we're doing a campaign this season that will be mostly based on puzzles and, you know, tomb raiding, it's going to be very important that we all make characters that fit that style of campaign. That doesn't mean you can't roll a shooty guy if you can make it fit. It doesn't mean you can't have a specific kind of aspect or, you know, style that you want. But you got to make it fit with the campaign. So, let's go ahead and get rolling. Kizik, I'm assuming since I haven't heard anything that we're probably okay.
Can you make Thodubs talk?
This is Thodubs, and I'm going to talk.
He sounds really loud
Yeah.
for me. I think he needs you to keep talking.
Okay, I will continue to keep talking. I do need to get some dice over on my section, unless I just want to swipe some off the table, but it doesn't really matter.
What color dice do you want?
I do some orange ones.
Orange ones.
Match my guy, man.
Okay, well, that's easy. There's some orange ones over here.
Everybody sounds good.
Excellent.
Ah,
Thank you,
perfect.
sir. Appreciate you. For reasons other than that, but for that too. Who's got the cool looking owl?
That's the logo for the school.
Oh,
It's a techno futuristic owl. That's our motto. No, mascot. Mascot's the right word.
you guys have been
Mascot,
very
yeah.
busy. I did think this zigzag guy was flicking me off at first when I rolled in here, but he's not.
No, Zigzag's giving you a thumbs up.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and start with stage one. Let's go ahead and put names on paper for character sheets and start with our characteristics. Ronan,
That's
have you decided on a name for your character up front, or are you going to wait until he's done?
I'll wait till they're done.
I often do that. What are you rolling with, though?
I'm gonna go with human because I don't know that I'm ready to try some crazy alien.
Crazy alien.
Yet.
Okay. All right, so when you're rolling your dice for your characteristics, the way we do it at this table, and I know we just did it last time, but I'm gonna reiterate it just out of fairness and everything. We roll 4 sets of 2d6. We roll 2 sets of 3d6, dropping the lowest number, and then we get 1 re-roll on your lowest roll. If your lowest roll is one of your 3d6, you roll 3d6. If your lowest roll is one of your 2d6, you roll 2d6. I'm getting an error code for that, buddy.
that 4 is gonna hurt.
Are you trying to add the model? You are. You know you're supposed to bring it in as a saved object. Everyone's quietly rolling statistics. Not very exciting streaming right now, but it'll get better,
Yeah.
guys.
Highlights of my rolls. I rolled a 4, a 9, a 9, a 10, a 5, and a 12. I'm pretty happy with the 12. I'm going to drop the 4, which was a 2D roll. So my re-roll for the 4, come on, big money, no whammies, is the 6. Not
It's
bad.
still an improvement. Yeah.
Yep, I will take that.
I made a big dice pool and I thought I was going to be really intelligent, but forgot to roll one set of dice.
All right. So then I think I screwed up because initial Azorg characteristics are rolled differently. My strength is a 1D,
Oh, yes,
according to
it is
this.
going to have that.
Okay.
And, that's a trip up from us always having rolled humans.
Yes, so I'm glad that I'm learning this. My strength is a poor, sickly 2. My dex. There it is.
12. Look at that.
15, actually, because its dex is 2d plus 3.
Holy
Awesome.
crap!
15
Yeah,
on
baby.
character creation.
15 dex. Endurance is a 1d plus 1.
So he can climb up that wall to that port that you need to use the hammer drill on, but he can't carry the hammer drill up there.
Yeah, which is very on brand for his hollow bones. Endurance is a 5. Intelligence 10. Taking these 1D rolls instead of 2D or 3D rolls, drop the lowest. That kind of hurts.
Well,
It's
we can probably work something
okay.
out for your characters because basically you get 2 boost to your characteristics dice roll. If you want to take your 2 1 die roll and make it 2, dropping the lowest, and make those your 2, I'm okay with that as long as because in essence it's the same as everyone else. You're only taking 2 boost dice.
Yeah, that would change my. Let's see.
Give you a better shot for your strength there.
Yeah, my
Yes.
strength would then be 10, which that's a hell of a lot better than a 2.
Well, drop lowest would be a 6.
It is still dropped lowest.
Oh, yes. Sorry, 6.
But 6 is
Understood.
still a hell of a lot better than a 2.
Yeah.
Plus 0 versus minus 2. Like,
Yeah,
pretty
right.
solid.
Right. All right, so yeah, that's strength 6, dex 15, endurance 5, intelligence 10, education 6, social 5 as I go into my first term.
I wasted all of my good rollings for this entire season with boxcars and then snake eyes and then a whole lot of 5s. Re-rolling snake eyes with more 5s for 12 and then 10, 11, 10, 10, 10.
I mean, that sounds about par for the course. What'd you put your snake eyes into?
Oh, that's the one I re-rolled.
Oh, well, I don't blame you. That sucks. Okay, so that's good. If you got to waste all your good rolls on one set of rolls, character creation's a good time to do it.
Yeah, your characteristics are fantastic.
There's one of the things that are really difficult to change later on. It's not impossible, but it's just really difficult. So difficult, in fact, that we really haven't done too much of it in any of our campaigns to date. Because it's just such a pain in the butt to do. Although your social score can technically be improved just by saying, I'm now really rich, so my social score should be higher.
I wish I could do that in real life.
I mean, it is based on the
It's
idea
a reflection of
that
real
it is a reflection of real life.
I rolled 888774.
That's almost as average as you can possibly get, isn't it?
Wow.
Is
but
the
it's
4
not
with the
a
reroll?
yes.
That's solidly average.
Yeah. Which is both good and bad. I mean, no exceptional stuff, but nothing that's incredibly shitty.
Yeah, yeah. Super genius scientist who's going to build robots is not in the pictures right now.
We're just doing basic characteristics. He could ace college and end up with an education score of 12 or 15.
EDU +2 if he graduates with honors.
Yeah. I mean, this could happen. What about you, Thodubs?
So rolled some sixes, some nines, 10, and a 4.
Okay. So little bit good, little bit bad. That's also very average. That's good.
Okay.
You want it to kind of come out like that most of the time. It's good. All right, we're gonna move on to setting up your homeworld stuff. So, your background. Choose. So you got to choose where those stats are going on your characteristics, and then we're gonna go into your background. Um, your background skills are selected from the list on page 9, unless otherwise stated during character creation. Looking at you, Ghost.
Yes,
Um,
I have gotten those yet.
yes, you get. Actually, I think you get pretty awesome benefits in
Yeah,
this part.
I get athletics, mechanic, recon, stealth, and one additional skill of my choice instead of my EDU +3, which is just 3.
Hmm.
So I got, yeah, I'm good on that.
And then,
Choose a homeworld for me.
yep, choose a homeworld. So for me, you don't have to give me an actual homeworld unless you absolutely know it. But I would like you to point out whether you're from the islands or not, and whether you're from the system we're starting in, Esperanza, or not. You can suss out the details because when we're done creating these characters, you guys are probably going to flesh out some extra details, and you can always add stuff like that in. But we want to have a general idea of where you came from.
I was telling the guys earlier, Zigzag is from Esperanza. He was born and raised by a merchant there, not by an Azorg. So
Okay.
it's a little, yeah.
Is that going to explain why he doesn't use pigeon speak?
Yes.
An important distinction for those who know a little bit about the Azorg is they generally speak in this sort of pigeon speak for various gameplay reasons, and I think they're valid. Ghost does not want to do that, except under certain circumstances. So his character is going to have a tick where he's going to speak more like basic, like everyone else. Um, and we've talked about this ahead of time. But I
I
know.
have been
Go ahead.
I have been practicing the voice. I told everybody, I warned them ahead of time. The Zigzag does have a pretty high-pitched voice, so I hope everybody's ready for it.
It's going to be awesome. Let me know when everyone's done with their background section, and we'll move on to the next step.
That's all we're doing, just the background concept. I mean,
It's the backup or the background stage of character creation where you. I just gave you the page number to go look at.
yep, page 9.
So you go to page 9, and you pick your. If you're playing a human, which you don't have to be, but if you're playing a human, you choose your EDU DM +3 background skills. So whatever your modifier for your EDU is, +3 gives you the number of those background skills you get to pick. And you choose a homeworld and where you came from. Kizik, where's your roboticist from?
He's from the belt. He like worked in a robot factory somewhere on the belt.
In the Rift?
Yes.
Okay. So he's local to the islands. Ronan?
I'm gonna go with New Home.
Ooh, of course you are. He's a local Micro Heroes hero. Sort of down on his
No.
luck.
Kinda did non micro hero electronic video game kind of things. Uh, got out and saw the world and whatnot. So starting skills being drive flyer, seafarer, and admin.
Those are good.
Nice.
So
Just kind of like
you're a taxi driver.
an everything driver, like just kind of like did what they could to not not be inside and see where they could go and end up. Kind of play into a background of somebody who wants to get out and go and look and find and whatnot.
This is
Dubs.
it.
This is it.
I've been
Oh.
waiting for this roll for 2 weeks.
Yep. Sorry. Second. Hold on 1 second. Let me change my screen here.
Do you make it into college?
Do I make it into college? I've been
Okay.
pondering this roll.
Okay. So roll my background skills. It was based on my education. DM +3 gave me 2. So pick 2 skills. I got streetwise and survival. Um, background for this character is that he is an orphan. He was actually dropped off at some type of an orphanage school. He he of course picked up Streetwise and Survival from that. Has no idea anything about his background or his history before he came to the orphanage.
Are you from Esperanza or a different world in the Rift?
We'll do Esperanza.
What was
Um,
your what was your Oh, your education was -1?
Correct.
that
Oh, okay.
sucks.
That does happen.
Yep.
I was going to say, how
Yeah.
did you get 2? All right, math works.
As a heads up, Thodubs, on Esperanza, this place is run by like a dictator, but it's not like the charismatic dictator. It's actually like his prodigy or somebody that's replaced that dictator. But it's been now ingrained in the system of the planet for so long that this place has a lot of like strict law where a lot of people just don't get away with a lot of things. And everybody's kind of monitored by Big Brother. Just as a heads up, that's kind of where we are at with this planet.
And I'm
Okay.
assuming you're pointing that out because he picked Streetwise as a starting skill. So Streetwise, as it works on Esperanza, is going to work differently than it does anywhere else. However, you don't have to change that skill. But from a roleplay flavor perspective, I want you to keep in mind that your childhood, you thought of yourself as very streetwise, as very like, I know how to, you know, get around the rules. But it's like a kid from boarding school thinking they know how the world works. It's going to be a very sheltered version of that. And should you go to a really worldly place like the Serendip Belt and you try to use this streetwise skill, I'm still going to allow it mechanically to work. But the flavor of how it plays out may be differently because you are basically that naive kid. The background you've given yourself means you aren't really street savvy.
Copy.
I see this place like Demolition Man, where like if you cuss out on the street, like this thing like spits out a ticket. It's like, "Beep, beep, beep." You know, illegal language used.
Yeah, I mean it's not
Yeah.
quite that strict, but it is very like so. Speaking out against the dictator is extremely taboo and illegal. So we have a very disparate political opinions, and we can talk about them here, in the society we're in. But you would never, ever, ever, ever say you disagreed with some political decision that the leader had made, even in a way that was legal, without getting like stared down in the street. Like it'd be so taboo, people would like move away from you in seats if they heard you saying it in the cafe.
It sounds like the streetwise that I might want to go with instead. It's up to you if you're allowing me to change or not. Would be the cruise.
On Esperanto, I mean, it's going to be the same thing, but I don't need you to change it, and it's still going to work mechanically. I'm just because so much of what we're working on with you this season, Thodubs, is your role play ability. When you make these decisions, they're not arbitrary. You got to feed these things into your character. So as you play this character, you've got to take notes and keep these things in mind. If you want to change it, it's completely fine to change it, but you don't have to. Carouse is going to kind of be the same thing where, I imagine there is quite a nightlife on this planet, so Carouse will be a little bit easier. But at the same time, coming from the background you've chosen for yourself, it'll be a little bit more limited,
Hey guys, I got a cigarette for you.
right? Look what I found. Okay, so that's great. Sounds like everybody's done our background. Now we're going to do that roll that Ghost has been waiting for. Have you already rolled it, or can I watch you roll it?
Yeah, I haven't rolled it yet.
All right, everybody,
This-
zoom in on these blue dice right here.
Oh God.
Everybody, watch Ghost do it. No pressure.
No pressure. No pressure.
Hey, man, that's good.
Yeah! I went to college.
That says you went to it. Doesn't mean you graduated.
I know. I'm in.
So,
Well, you did better
oh.
than me.
optional pre-career education for each of you, or starting your first term.
Zigzag's so happy he made it to college.
Woo!
Tech University.
Made it to
Go
college.
Owls! Yay! You're in my alma mater.
Kizik was really sweating that one. He's like, "Oh man, the Azorg made it. What if my character doesn't make college?"
But
Never live that down.
Right? Well, we talked about that being a thing too. Ronan?
One of us had to not make into college. I told you I used all of my.
Oh no.
I've been drafted into the scout service. Yay!
Awesome. Now, once again, background question. You said your character was from the belt. Oh wait, no, that was Kizik. Where did you say yours was from, Ronan?
New home.
New Home. Okay, so New Home Scout Service or some other Scout Service, and I'm pointing that out because some planets, once again, it's kind of like what Thodubs did. New Home is exceptionally isolationist. They're going to have a Scout Service, but it's going to be a very limited Scout Service, and what that Scout Service is mostly going to be doing is looking for places for them to put like fuel stations for their own assets. So are you working with them, or did you be like, man, I like New Home, but fuck the Reft, we're going to go work for the Galactic Alliance? Why is there a extra person in this table?
Oh, what the heck?
It's not a public table. He shouldn't have been able to get in.
That's weird.
Super weird.
Anyway, back to Ronan.
Ooh, I think I'm gonna go with New Home Scout Service
Okay.
because I feel like I don't want to be big government scout service. So
Well, they could also be corporations. It doesn't have to be big government. I'm only giving you the option of it's something very local because, like I said, New Home Scout Service. It's going to be very specific to them, very localized, very.
well, I won't do New Home. I will think of a story of who I'm working for here.
Okay, I
as this
suggest
goes on.
inventing a corporation because it's going to
Yeah.
be big business in the Reft as a corporation to do scout service stuff and sell it to the various interested entities, of which there will be many. There is also a company that does exploration in the Rift called Deep Night Explorations. They are from an actual traveler module that we may end up running a mission for. You being a previous employee of them may underline come into play later on, but I don't know that it will because it doesn't strictly fit with our themed campaign. So we'll see whether or not that's something we do or not.
I mean, they're an exploratory thing. I'll go with it because it sounds cool.
Okay, so you want to write that down, this Deep Night Exploration, and I'll try to send you a little bit of information on the company later for your own notes.
Sweet. Alrighty. Let's go see what skills I have.
Okay. I think we didn't ask Thodos whether or not he went to college.
No, was doing right to Drifter.
Went straight to Drifter. All right, we know what we want. What we really, really want. Okay, so when you start a new term, so you don't have to roll qualification for Drifter. And Drifter works a little bit differently on the basic rules for basic training. So on Drifter, you actually pick which section of Drifter you want to be. You do not take your service skills as your basic training. You pick Barbarian, Wanderer, Scavenger, and you take those class skills as your basic training. So you get a 0 in each of those skills automatically right here on your first turn.
Sorry, which skills?
All right, so on page 28 is the Drifter page.
Yep.
Okay. You pick Barbarian, Wanderer, Scavenger because you get to choose your assignment. You do not have to qualify. You're automatically qualified as a Drifter, so you don't have to roll qualification. Then you got to do basic training. Normally, basic training would be taking service skills, but you use the assignment skill table for basic training, not service skills. It's a note right there at the bottom. So you pick Barbarian, Wanderer, Scavenger, and then you add at level 0 all of the skills under that table for your first turn. So if you pick Scavenger, for example, you get Pilot, Small Craft, Mechanic, Astrogation, Vac Suit, a Profession. By the way, if any of you guys land on Profession and have to take Profession, I highly suggest taking Archaeology as a profession. I also will allow you to take Archaeology as a science. I'll have you role play that slightly differently, but if you get the opportunity to add it in as a specific skill of Archaeology, it will become something helpful that fits a lot of different scenarios down the road. Did you understand, Thodubs, what I was trying to tell you earlier?
Yes. So basically, the table that you have down there is basically skills and training. Whichever one of those assignments that I choose underneath that section, every single one of those gets a 0.
Yep, goes to level 0. That is correct. Unless you already have a higher skill in that, but you won't.
Nope. Oh, gotcha.
Okay. And that brings us back to doing our pre-education. So for those of you who gone to college, you have to gain skills. You have to do your pre-career skill stuff. Like there's a... Well, let me see what page it's on. You guys are probably already looking at it while I'm trying to catch up.
Page 16.
It is page 16. Sure is, top left. Just got to it. So you're going to add your pre-career stuff, and then you're going to roll to graduate, I believe is the next thing you do.
Life
We have
event.
a pre-career event.
Excuse me, pre-career event. Yes, that is correct. You absolutely need to do that. Oh, somebody's throwing my pages everywhere.
I rolled them.
So let me ask you this. My pre-career event, I rolled a 9. It says I can develop a healthy interest in a hobby or other area of study, gain any skill of your choice, with the exception of Jack of all trades at level 0. Can I go ahead and choose archaeology for that?
You can, but you could choose any other skill you want to. I only threw
Understood.
the archaeology thing out there because we very often during character creation have at least one player who gets the profession or the science skill, and those are blank, and you're supposed to fill them in. And we're always like, I don't know, something that might come in handy, and it doesn't get to be used as much. So this time around, I was like, we definitely should make archaeology that thing, and I should make a point to make sure that they can roll it. So
Understood.
putting that in there. But yes, you can absolutely take archaeology as that skill if you'd like. Or you can take piloting small craft, or gun combat, or investigation, or so on and so forth.
Understood.
Just apparently not jack of all trades. Wait, is gambler an option it lets you take?
It says any skill with the exception of jack of all trades at level 0.
Okay. Um, I'm gonna go reread something, but I'm pretty sure that every rank of gambler that you get gives you an extra monetary benefit roll at the end of character creation. Just something to think about.
You get a +1 to your benefit rolls.
You get a +1 to your benefit rolls. All of them are just for money.
All of the monetary ones.
All the money ones. Okay. Something to think about.
All right. Kizik, I have to roll to graduate. Graduation for me is int 6 plus, which I have a +1 in my int, so that's cool. But as an Azorg, I'd get a -2 for being so damn distracted during my schooling that any pre-career is a -2 DM. So I have to get a 10 or higher on this roll to graduate.
Is it any pre-career role or is it any previous careers?
It's any pre-career roll
Okay.
to graduate.
That's so cool that it does that. Also,
Yep.
that's a bitch.
Yep. So I didn't make it. I wanted to ask this. Does that mean that I can stay as a student
No,
in university?
no, you only get one shot at the graduation thing.